And we're live.
It seems
Small
like there
pot
could
to
be a
find it
sex cult filled like.
Salmonella.
How is a
They
sex
gave
cult
everyone
so
food
much
poisoning.
different than a swingers club?
Because
Well,
at swingers clubs, you decide to go.
Yeah,
And
the
in a
ladies-
sex cult, I mean,
You're blackmailed to stay.
yeah, you're blackmailed, or they prey upon people's beliefs. There's usually a patriarch who's sort of running the thing, and there'll be
I
like
bet swingers clubs have a hottest guy or
the
something.
guys are not in demand at all at swingers clubs. The way it works is like a single female gets in for free. A couple gets in for like, let's say $50 or $100, and there are no single men. Single men aren't allowed to come to these things.
Well, wouldn't the ratio be off then?
That's the idea.
Yeah, there's always going to be more guys than girls.
Because lots of
No. If you only allow single girls and couples, then there'll be more girls than
Oh
guys.
yeah, that's why I was saying that single men aren't allowed. Because if you allowed single men, it'd always be a sausage fest.
Yeah, that's the desired ratio, is that there's more ladies than men, because lots of the ladies like to get it on with each other anyway, and oftentimes in a lot of swingers clubs, they're just not a lot of gay men.
And it looks like the way I imagine most
They have
swingers
their own-
clubs is not like porn. Like I imagine it like in It's Always Sunny when Dennis and Frank show up at that ridiculous orgy. He's like, "What is the password?" Orgy. And he says that, he goes in. It's just a bunch of fat, ugly people in masks, and he's like, "This is like a naked buffet party. Nobody's even having sex." Like that's how I picture most of these swingers parties. Not like porn. Like a lot of fat, mostly unattractive people kind of sloppily banging in someone's musky smelling living room.
I think you'd be very surprised.
Have you ever gone?
Probably not. But I know someone
Probably
has.
not. Well, tell it. Oh, tell me about the person who has gone.
Well, basically what I just explained to you was the pricing model of the situation, and that many of the people there are quite good looking. They have you send in a picture, and they either accept you or deny you. You don't just show up at the door like, "Hey, we're here for the orgy." It's not like that.
What did the guy that you spoke to say it was like first walking in, and what the environment was like? The whole the stage based on
it was a very nice house that had been probably rented, but it was like a mansion almost with many bedrooms, and there was sort of a central area where there was music and drinks and sort of light partying. And then once you went down a hallway, there was a room where you could change into a robe. And once you left that room, you went further down the hallway. And at that point, it was robes or less only. Like there would be no one walking around with like jeans and a t-shirt. Like, "Hey, what's going on in this? Oh, shit. All right." None of that. Everyone is in robes, underwear, or completely nude at that point going forward. Everyone was getting dressed in the same room. There was not a separate changing room for the ladies and the men. And then there are bedrooms where there's stuff happening. And you sort of ask if you are wanted in those situations. And again, the ratio of women to men is what a man would prefer it to be.
That guy.
How do you go about asking in that situation? Do you go, "Want to fuck?" Or do you just kind of start moving into the motions of this with someone in there who kind of gives you side eyes? Like what's it like in that dark, stinky, musky room?
Well, as a man, I would imagine that you would allow the ladies to come to you, or you and your lady, depending on what you were looking for that night. But if you're a lady, you can be the aggressor in these situations and sort of just go up to whoever you want. At this point, like you don't need to play it all shy and coy, right? You're wearing nothing but a robe.
Oh,
if you're the girl who's wearing nothing but a robe in the back room
the
of
Virgin Act
swingers,
is over.
Yeah, right.
It's like those posts on Reddit you see where they're like, "Tee-hee, I'm a little shy. Here's my shaved asshole." It's like, it's like your face is in the mirror, you whore. Like you're not shy. But anyway, go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
I think that's the width and the breadth
How
of
much
my.
did your
Well,
friend
what's
pay
the-
to get in this place? Like, is it like $100 or $1,000 or?
I think it was like $150 for a couple to get in.
Oh.
Did they
That's it.
provide like based on what your friend said, like snacks and drinks and things? Because it would be a ripoff. Okay, well, thank God.
I have a
You're gonna want some
question.
Totinos right after that.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Because Taco Bell catered.
Ooh, I would not want
that's a
that not
dangerous
catering my
mistake.
sex party.
I got the chalupas.
My pussy's burning. It's on fire. It's got so much fucking cinnamon powder from those.
So
sweets in
Kyle,
here.
when you It's a sex club, so I think I have my head in the entire wrong space on this. But when you strip away everything and make people either naked or identically clothed, you strip away a lot of tells about a person, right? Like if a woman is in like torn jeans and a dirty t-shirt, that might tell you one thing about her. Whereas if she comes in an evening gown, you might guess something else about her. But when they all become dressed identically, does that just go away? Do you just really care about what her ass looks like? And
Well, I
Well,
don't care what a lady's wearing to begin with anyway. But
you do
there
care
is that
about her
there is that initial
whole-
room where everyone is just sort of mingling like a normal party, and
Mhm.
everyone is sort of dressed nicely. No one is in torn jeans. Almost all the ladies are in something like a dress or a skirt and like a crop top type thing, and all the guys are wearing like button up shirts and slacks and stuff like that. Nobody's just like stumbling into this place. Again, like there's you don't just knock on the door and say orgy. You're like, yeah, we're expected.
They don't
that,
have peel and eat shrimp.
know.
so what is it kind of just like, hey, everybody who comes in here, you're taking an STD dice roll, or is it like a paperwork guy at the front where he's like, all right, you got tested for the big 4, you're good?
Condoms.
Well, this doesn't sound like fun at all anymore.
I'm going in bare, whether you like it or not. The Taylor way.
The raw dog room.
Okay, so it's all condoms, but that doesn't answer the question of like oral sex, unless you're getting blown in a condom, in which case, ugh, why bother? And you're like going down on girls with like a dental dam or something.
That's good. Oh, the dental dam seems so lame. It's a case by case basis, right? Like there may be a chick who's like, yeah, just let's go. Like you don't need a protection. And you know, some men, if you're a real degenerate, you travel with your paperwork, right? You know, like you have.
I don't see that as degenerate. I see that guy as showing up like a guy at the DMV with all of his shit in order. He's
yeah,
like, no syphilis, no HIV, no gonorrhea, no chlamydia. Let me in.
Also, here's my birth certificate, my here's my phone bill, and proof of residence, of course. Yes, social security.
Here's my
card.
license. I'm sorry, it's a temporary. I had to get it printed.
Yeah, you know, if you've got your paperwork, it might be a little bit easier to swing some sort of a raw dog scenario. But you know, I wouldn't advise.
Another thing
that
I'm curious about, since there are so many bedrooms in this palatial fuck estate, is it more like you're picking a woman, or rather she's picking you, the way you phrased it, and then you guys go fuck? Or is this often devolving into a big sweaty group session in one particular room?
Usually like 3 people are in the bed, and then maybe like a husband is like watching on the side, or there's a couple of girls kind of giggling, watching on the side. There's not a whole room full. It's not really, orgy is not the way to describe it. More like a 3-way happening, and maybe one more person in the room, with many bedrooms. Like it's, you know, literally like a mansion has been rented for this sort of scenario to go down.
What's
or the person
proper way
hosting,
to-
you know, the person hosting is a wealthy person, and they've just got a palatial estate in North Carolina, perhaps.
What's the proper way to tell the husband to leave?
Oh,
in that room?
I wouldn't know anything about that. You'd have to ask Chiz about that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Now, Kyle, if you were in an
Taylor needs help in this scenario.
Tell him to leave. No.
He
Kyle,
wants
you
to
were-
You
avoid
start
the
by saying,
beating.
please, sir, put the handgun down.
Well, he wanted to come there, you know, and so you're explaining it like you, or your friend rather, are in bed with a lady, that guy's wife.
I'm not
And
describing
you're
that
not
at
in-
all. Like the scenario what I'm describing is maybe where a guy and a girl show up at a party and they grab another girl.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like I thought you said some husband standing there watching, and I was
Well,
like, what kind of
the
weird-
party in general, that certainly will occur in one of the many rooms. I'm sure.
Had a friend who I'm 90% sure really got off at people liking his wife. Yeah, they used to go to strip clubs all the time, and she would like get real flirty with the strippers. And I think for him, the coolest part about it was everybody wished
They could fuck her.
that they could be with a girl like that. You know?
Yeah, I had a fan when we were at the Tilted Kilt in Chicago. A fan and his wife were trying to get me to go back with them, and I think the deal was that I was gonna give it to the wife while maybe he watched. And I was drunk enough that I was like, maybe so. But then, if you remember how that night continued onward,
Yeah, you
I
got even
kept
drunker
getting-
than that.
I got so drunk that like sex was not going to happen.
You would have
Pissing
been
into the-
like sitting in the corner yourself, like, honestly, guys, I have no interest. You guys just do it.
Change
I
my
want
mind, you go.
Can you
I-
call
I
me an
watch.
Uber? Like, I gotta go home. Like,
wait, my friend Woody might be available. No, he says no. He says no. No.
stop. You're just mashing it now. So,
She's
like, but
watching it.
was there any thought in your head, Kyle, that at the time they were asking you that, like, maybe not because you were so drunk, but you were like, this could be a ruse to get me involved into a threesome with another man and his wife.
Yeah,
Because that is,
absolutely.
you gotta be careful of a devil's threesome.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have minded that, but it seemed like it might be a MM. So there's two kinds of devil's threesomes. Okay, there's the MFM, the male, female, male, and by the the joining of the letters, you've got a man on one end, a female in the middle, and another man on the other end of the female. And then of course there is the dreaded MMF.
Wait, I didn't know that the order of
you're
the
not
letters made
familiar
a
with
difference.
this? It does.
I thought
they
I
matter.
thought it was
MFM
just the number.
is like
Okay.
when you make a Eiffel Tower or capital A or call it what you want, right? Spit roast. MMF is when guy goes in guy, middle guy goes in girl.
Anyway, you can put those Legos together, right?
Oh, man.
There's a lot of
Yes. If those
to
M's are
attach.
next to each other, then those guys are next to each other, and that might not be what you're looking for.
Yeah,
Although I'll say, what am I going to say?
not everything's your
everything you
favorite
do
thing.
is going to be your favorite thing that you do.
Yeah.
If I were with a girl and she was like, fuck this other guy, not everything you want to do is going to be your favorite. I'm going to be like, you're right, this is over. You enjoy that. Like, I'm not fucking.
Really?
I'm
So
just-
there's no way we could put the MMF together to coordinate those Legos where you'd be down, considering the chick is like a 10. It's Terry Hatcher in her prime. And I only
Wait, no,
bring
you
her up-
said MMF means
I
that
did
you
say
have
that.
to enter a man.
No.
and then-
You could
or
be
be entered
the
by the
enterer.
man.
Yeah. I mean, what if she's like, look, I really want you, Taylor, but it turns me off to watch you get blown by him too.
Yes, exactly. That's where I was going. He is going to suck your dick a little.
A little.
Or at the very all right, so here's the scenario. Here's the exact
Uncomfortable
scenario.
with this.
You're fucking her doggy style.
Where's
he's
Titus
un-
for this?
Oh, he was not going to be down for this. So
No.
we had to like
We had to roll back.
PG-13 things a little bit. Right from the start, he was like, yeah, I was on this other podcast and they started talking about bestiality. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not even doing this with you. And I was like, oh shit. Let me I'm like crumpling up notes for the night and throwing them over my shoulder. Like, all right, no. We were literally about to talk about some bestiality. It's what we do here. So no, here's the scenario. You're fucking the chick doggy style.
Okay.
He's going to be underneath licking her pussy from the bottom. They're in a 69 position with him on the bottom. Okay. He's going to lick your balls a little.
Oh,
A little.
The fact that you've thought about it means I've already won.
I'm trying
You
to
took
picture
too long
the
to say
dynamics
no,
of
Yeah,
this.
and
yeah.
I've won.
No, Kyle, I think you did win. And by the way, he's
I
making this
don't think
decision with a
that-
clear head right now and struggling. You get him up there in Hornhead, and this decision gets easier.
Again,
No,
this
it's
is-
going to get
this
harder
is
because you're going to walk into
1990
the room and you're going to see another man there.
In a
Like
robe.
reality will come crashing down when you're like, woof, that guy's got stubble. You're going to feel a little bit of stubble on your nutsack, you know? And yes, Chiz, I've seen lots of men naked. I played sports in locker rooms my whole life. It's just I never made any contact with them naked. You see?
This is 1992.
That was not
Terry.
aroused naked. That was getting clean after getting sweaty naked.
This is 1992.
Just
Terry
boys
Hatcher.
being boys.
This boys being boys. Yeah, that's the scenario I'm describing. 1992 Terry Hatcher though. She's smoking hot. All right. She hasn't done Superman even yet. The Adventures of Clark Kent or whatever. She's nowhere near that phase where she went crazy and got old. That hasn't come yet. All right. She's fucking smoking hot. You'd be on board.
Well, what is it called if that scenario, like what you said, is happening? You said MMF is
It's-
you're getting banged in the ass, or are you just meaning that that's sexual contact between men?
That's what
Yes.
that
That's
is.
what that's.
It's a
implying.
three-way in which there will be some sexual content between the two men that is not merely incidental.
I don't like that. It seems like it would take you out of the mood, right? You're fucking a pretty girl, and then you see protruding for where her head is. You see her nice, lovely lady shape, and then you see two hairy man legs sticking out beyond her.
Well, that
you know?
could
And
happen
you know,
in an MFM,
Mhm.
right? And I feel like even if you're
But he
both
wouldn't be
devoting
touching
your
you.
attention, well, I mean, like, what if it's double penetration or something? Then, like these things happen.
I think it'd just be more fun to have two ladies. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely the
that's
winning
MFF.
combo.
No, if you're gonna have, I mean, if you're gonna double team on a guy, I'm sorry, if you're gonna double team on a girl, the guys are gonna have at least incidental contact.
And preferably it's FFM.
And that
Yeah.
means that the
Because
girls
you
are going
want
to
the
be fucking too. Okay.
Yes, the girls are
Putting
not
the pieces together.
because you could have a scenario. Yeah, you could have a scenario where the girls are only having incidental contact with one another, or you could have a scenario where you do things like fuck the girl doggy style once she goes down on girl number 2.
See,
or
that all sounds fantastic.
yes, it is. Or they're 69ing and you're sort of like running from one end of them to the other, fucking them doggy style.
Yeah, you
Or-
put them both in doggy style and then switch back and forth.
Yeah, you get them to do it on like a rotating ottoman, so you can like spin them like the wheel of fortune.
That's the
You
double
win no matter
69
And
situation.
whoever comes last has to get dressed and go get food.
Wait, why not whoever comes first go get food and then you guys can continue?
I don't
Right?
know,
You
I'm
just sort of tap out and then provide snacks for the rest.
Because I'm gonna come last and then I get to leave. I'm not coming back with the food.
I'll have one number 8 combo as you drive away. Dumb horse.
I have her ID.
I have their ID. So Kyle, you I gotta ask you that same question. Where are you at with your fucking whatever the hell you said her name was from 1992
Yeah.
In doggy style, and there's
Uh-huh.
a nice hairy-legged man laying underneath her, and he's gonna give your balls a little what for? Little caress, a little lick.
I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Like maybe I can adjust my thrust so he says like he's like I can't reach him. I'm like, oh, sorry.
He's
Sorry.
making it up. He's a devoted guy.
Oh, he's really cranking that neck to get in there deep. Like I just imagine him like you're like, okay, the licking's not so bad, and then all of a sudden he's like got him in his mouth and there's a little teeth, so you can't pull away, and you're just like, I guess I'm stuck here for the duration.
And don't you think that as soon as you felt that, you'd start to lose your heart on?
I don't think
Right?
so. As long as I think as long as I don't look, I think it's going to be completely fine. I think it's going to be completely fine. And I got to tell you, I just watched that Star Trek episode with Terry Hatcher, and she's just so fucking hot. And I guess what I'm saying is any really hot chick in general. Yeah.
But you don't know it's a guy.
I don't even recall Terry Hatcher being that hot.
Oh man, she's so hot. Like 1993 Terry Hatcher, early 90s Terry Hatcher. I'm looking for a great picture. There's lots of good ones, but I'm a big fan. I like the dark hair. She's got big boobs. She's pretty. Seems intelligent. I like pretty to seem intelligent.
Usually during PKA, I actively lose knowledge I had about subjects I used to think I knew about. Now I actually learned that MFM, MMF, MFF, that actually all means different things, all depending on the order.
Absolutely.
So if I had,
But it would seem like FMM and MMF are the same.
No, because it depends if there's going to be lesbian action
now I'm
during the
lost
3.
again.
No. In each case, there were two
He would say an
M's.
FMM and MMF.
Yeah.
2 M's, 1 F, no matter what.
Oh, now I would imagine that the first letters are the more dominant letters.
Now,
Those are the ones that
occurred
are
to me too. Yeah, like
core.
MMF,
So-
and she's just a toy brought into their sex life.
Yeah.
Uh,
FMM, and it's a lady and her man, and she is the dominant one. Like, yeah, now he's gonna fuck
but I
you.
think we made that up. I don't know that we can count on that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. But it's just how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just how it feels. Yeah, this is actual clips from or images from the Star Trek episode that I watched today that have me on this Terry Hatcher bandwagon. If you scroll down to figure 3.
Are these all safe for work?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's
Okay.
So
Star
this
Trek.
is the gal that you're willing to get your nutsack fondled by a nice grizzly gentleman for.
No one said a nice grizzly gentleman. I would prefer if it's literally the guy in frame number 2 that's hitting on her. He's got a ponytail. He's kind of doing they're doing like a Han Solo bit with him. He's sort of like the rogue who like flies like a freighter through space by himself. He's kind of got a Carrie Yules vibe about him.
Looks
Oh,
like a
Carrie
pirate.
Yules.
He's wearing the puppy shirt.
Yeah. Now, Princess Bride Carrie Yules, he could suck them all day.
She's
down
pretty, but I don't know
God.
how she attained this like unusually pretty by Hollywood standards.
I think she is perfection. Her
Hmm.
face is incredible. Just top tier. And in frame number 3, you can see her figure a little bit better. That dress is a little bit like doesn't really show it off well, honestly. The uniform does. She's got a very small waist. She's got big boobs.
Are you
she's
sure you
gorgeous.
mean frame number 3? Because you might mean 4.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I mean 4. I mean when she's sitting on the bed.
Okay.
I think she looks there too. I like Terry Hatcher there. Or I prefer Jerry Ryan if we're really going to Star Trek, only Star Trek hotties. Jerry Ryan from Star Trek Voyager. Oh my fucking God, she's wearing that suit. Here's a little factoid. The suit she's wearing was so goddamn tight. She passed out on multiple occasions on set.
But I think that's partly a cheat. You know, like that suit are like, it's a performance enhancing suit. It's shaping her. It's turning her into the perfect female form. But if you and I squeezed into it, we'd be a half decent female form in that suit.
No,
right, let me show
you. Would
you.
not look good in that suit.
Here you go, Woody. let me show you what Jerry Ryan looks like in lingerie. Then, I don't think that there was a whole lot of shaping going on. Look, I mean, this is safe for work. She's wearing like panties and a bra.
Yeah, I think so.
She's fucking perfect. And this is when she's older. This is like 5-8 years after.
Okay. She's perfect. She's beautiful, but she's human. In the suit, it's like a corset almost. Like it cinches down her midsection more than we're seeing in lingerie. Now, I'm not saying she's not beautiful.
She's got almost no ribs. She looks like she's one of those ladies who has had a rib removed to be even skinnier.
I want to compare it to the suit.
Huge fan of Jerry Ryan. And I would want her to be wearing all that metal shit on her face too, like from the show.
Who was the musician who removed a rib allegedly so he could suck his dick? His own penis. Didn't someone do that?
I'm looking that up.
Marilyn Manson. Thank you, Chiz.
Oh,
is that real or is that one of those like ridiculous rumors?
That sounds like a ridiculous rumor.
I choose to believe.
His girlfriend or fiance or wife, whatever, was smoking hot. You ever see her?
I'm looking at her in the suit, and I mean, she's beautiful either way, but I can see that the suit is performance enhancing. It's definitely squeezing her in and giving her more hourglass than she had in lingerie.
Yeah, he was engaged to Rose McGowan from 1999 to 2001. Marilyn Manson was. And then there's another chick that was even hotter, I thought, than Rose McGowan that he ended up with afterwards. I don't know how he's making that happen. Oh, Dita Von Teese?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know what she does, but I'm gonna show you a picture of her. She's sort of like she's got a very interesting look.
Just to be clear, all these women are super hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they're all far hotter women than we are men. We're just being judgy.
Yeah, I guess it's like, you know, oh my God, Joe Rogan's so rich. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what he's worth, but I'm saying like 50 million. But if we're talking about rich people, there are richer rich people.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, in any case,
Dita Von Teese.
In any case, that's how three-ways work and swingers clubs work. And I think you'd be surprised that the ladies there and the gentlemen are all of, you know, they're not skeezy, nasty, overweight, hairy people like it's always like you would assume that they are. You know?
Right.
Is there a time after everybody's finished and everything's wrapping up where you kind of just hang out and enjoy the snack bar and drinks for a bit and you talk about yourself? Or is it more like, all right, I'm out?
Yeah, everybody networks. You know, you see what's going on. Everybody, you know, you play some video games, usually an Xbox setup. You just destroy everyone.
Take my card. No, not that one. That one's wet, actually.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't get the question fully answered, but like because everyone strips down and dresses the same, the whole socioeconomic thing is removed. It's gone. It doesn't exist right there.
There's no poor people there.
Same thing happens in the
I
army.
wouldn't want to pour.
You know, whatever background you come from is sort of gone-ish because now you're all in the same spot. I just, it's weird to me dating without that information. It's not dating, so that's.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're taking any of these women home to your parents, you know, because I'm sure most of them showed up with some other guy who pressured them into it, and then a couple super nympho kind of gals, right? That kind of dynamic.
Mixed bag.
Mixed bag. Okay. Hopefully they have some powerful extra strength condoms when you're dipping in that company ink all night. That you don't know what's in there.
I mean, I don't think it's any worse than. I think it's better than fucking a porn star.